Hello, this is your Zodiac Oracle speaking. There are no coincidences. You are here because life wants to show you a sign. Open your heart and receive the guidance that arrives for you today. Pisces. You were not drawn to these words by chance. A quiet force has been moving pieces in the invisible just to bring you here in this exact moment. Pisces, the key of your horoscope today is simple and powerful. When the hidden is revealed, your destiny finally breathes. You have felt it in your chest lately, that strange mixture of fear and excitement, as if something in your life is about to collapse and, at the same time, something bigger is about to begin. That sensation is not madness. It is your soul sensing a change in the script. Stay with me until the very end, because there is a crucial sign the universe is sending you today, and if you recognize it, you will not only avoid a trap, you will step into the most abundant chapter of your story. I see you walking through days that have felt like fog, Pisces. You sense that not everyone around you is honest. Smiles that do not reach the eyes. Promises that sound sweet but leave a bitter taste in your mouth. As I open this reading for you, the first energy that rises is warning. The universe wants you awake, not afraid, but awake. I see the moon shining above you, reflecting secrets, illusions, half-truths. Someone has been trying to move behind the scenes, either speaking about you in whispers or taking advantage of your kindness. You are the sign of deep oceans, but even the ocean must learn where to draw the shore. This is not the time to close your eyes and hope everything fixes itself. This is the time to see clearly who stands in the light and who hides in the shadows. There is an enemy here, Pisces, and it may not be who you think. It may be a person, but it can also be a pattern. Your tendency to give too many chances, your fear of being alone, your habit of postponing your own dreams to rescue everyone else. The universe is not trying to scare you. It is trying to wake you up from a long sleep. I see you bending for others, until your spirit almost snaps. You know that feeling of leaving a conversation or a place and suddenly realizing you gave too much again. That, too, is a hidden enemy. The chains are not always on your wrists. Sometimes they are in your beliefs. And today, the reading comes to show you the keys. I look at your energy, and I see a soul that has been tested. Financial worries, emotional disappointments, promises of love that ended in silence or betrayal. You have been wondering, did I do something wrong? Am I cursed? Why does it feel like every time something good begins, something happens to break it? The cards, the stars, and your guides are very clear. You are not cursed, but you are at the end of a karmic cycle that cannot continue into your future. When the cycle is about to end, the tests intensify. The patterns repeat louder. The red flags scream instead of whispering. It is not punishment. It is preparation. Pisces, there is a phrase the universe is placing on your lips as a decree, a key that opens the prison door. I now choose the path of light, abundance, and protection. Let it sink in. Say it softly if you can. I now choose the path of light, abundance, and protection. Every time you repeat this, you are telling the universe you are finished with the old story of sacrifice without reward, tears without meaning, loyalty without reciprocity. You are rewriting the script. You are stepping from the dark corridor into the dawn. In your love life, I see two forces pulling you. On one side, the memory of someone who wounded you deeply, someone whose image still appears in your mind late at night, even if you pretend they are gone from your heart. On the other side, a new vibration, more stable, more gentle, trying to approach. But you cannot fully open to what is new while the echo of what hurt you still lives inside. The hidden enemy in love is not just the person who lied. Sometimes it is the wound that stays. The universe will soon send a situation, an unexpected message, a memory triggered by a place, or even a dream, that will show you the truth about this person and about yourself. It may sting, but that moment will free you. Regarding money and work, your energy shows effort that has not yet been fully recognized. Hours spent, ideas given away for free, extra tasks you took on without complaining. Some of you are in a job where others receive credit while you remain in the background. Others are struggling to manifest consistent income, feeling that every time money flows in, an emergency takes it out. This is part of the same pattern. You giving and others taking without balance. The universe is aligning a moment of truth at work or in your financial life, a conversation, an offer, or a sudden realization that will push you to demand fairness or choose a new path. Deep inside, you already know something needs to change. Divine justice is not a fantasy. It is a law, just like gravity. What you sow, you harvest. You have sown love, help, patience, and empathy, even when you were exhausted. The universe has watched you in those secret moments where you cried in silence and still decided to be kind to others the next day. That is why justice itself approaches your path now. But before justice can reward you, it must cut away what is unfair. That includes masks around you, yes, but it also includes masks you put on yourself. I am okay, when you are not. I don't mind, when you do. In this reading, I see one line glowing brighter than the rest. Your time of being invisible is ending. You are not meant to live as a ghost inside your own life. You are meant to stand in your light, to be seen, to be respected, to be loved in the same depth that you love. Remember, you are not hearing this message by coincidence. The universe has orchestrated it as a sacred appointment with your own truth. And as we move deeper, layer by layer, know that what begins as warning will end as victory. What begins with tears will conclude with abundance. Now your reading sinks deeper, Pisces, like a stone that falls through the water and finally touches the ocean floor. Here is where hidden enemies are unmasked. I see the moon standing next to a figure with a mask. This could be a person who smiles in your face but releases poison when your back is turned. Someone who uses what you confide against you. Someone who calls you sensitive, dramatic, or too emotional when you try to express your pain. The universe is about to expose this presence. A conversation, a slip of the tongue, a message sent to the wrong person, a coincidence that feels too precise to be random. Through something small, a big truth will be revealed. When that moment comes, you will have a choice. Pretend you did not see, or honor what you now know. This is the crossroads between darkness and light. You cannot ask the universe for protection and then willingly embrace what harms you. You cannot request abundance and then hold on to relationships that drain your energy like a leak in your heart. The maternal voice of the universe is firm with you now, not because it wants to punish you, but because it wants to protect the child of light that you are. You deserve a life where your sensitivity is a gift, not a weapon used against you. In love, the reading shows 3 scenarios. For some, there is a partner whose intentions you doubt. Pay attention to how they act when you are not convenient for them. When you are sad, tired, or unable to give, do they move closer or do they disappear? For others, there is an ex who tries to reappear just when you are starting to heal or meet someone new. They come back with nostalgia, promises, or guilt, but their pattern has not truly changed. And for still others, there is a new presence observing you from the distance, quietly attracted to your soul, yet unsure if you are ready to receive. You do not have to chase. You only have to choose what is aligned with your peace. There is a moment in your near future where the universe will ask you, do you prefer a familiar pain or a new and unfamiliar peace? Many people choose familiar pain because it is known, predictable. But you, Pisces, are being called to a different answer. The decree returns, I now choose the path of light, abundance, and protection. Every time you say this, imagine chains falling from your wrists, cords dissolving from your heart, dark rooms in your spirit opening windows to let the light in. In the middle of this reading, your guides wish you to participate actively. This is not a passive message. It is a conversation between heaven and your soul. Write in the comments, I am ready for my divine justice. That simple phrase is more than a sentence. It is an energetic signature, a declaration in front of the universe that you are prepared to receive what is yours and release what never truly belonged to you. And as a subtle act of gratitude to the forces that brought you here, your guides, your intuition, your own higher self, offer a small gesture of energy in return. When you give a like to this video, you are not just supporting a channel. You are symbolically telling the universe, I recognize this message, I embrace it, and I am open to receive more guidance and more miracles to transform my life. Your finances are under spiritual review as well. I see a period where money has slipped through your fingers like water, disappearing as fast as it arrives. There may have been unexpected repairs, debts from the past, or support you had to offer to family or friends. But the reading shows this clearly. You are not meant to be the permanent rescuer of everyone while your own boat sinks. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to prioritize your stability. Soon, an opportunity rises. A project, a new job offer, a client, a course, a skill you can monetize. It may not look huge at first, but it holds the seed of long-term abundance. Do not dismiss small beginnings. The greatest trees began as fragile sprouts. In your work environment, hidden enemies can appear as colleagues who act like allies but secretly envy your ideas or your intuition. You sense tension when you enter the room, or you notice that when you share a plan, someone tries to claim it later. The universe wants you to be more strategic. Do not expose all of your dreams to everyone. Share your plans with those whose actions have proven loyalty, not just whose words sound nice. A period is coming where your gifts, creativity, empathy, imagination, will be seen by the right people, and the universe does not want those opportunities blurred by the jealousy of others. Spiritually, your energy has been asking for a sign. You may have prayed recently, even if you do not call it a prayer. Perhaps you whispered in your mind, "If there is something more, show me. If this person is not for me, remove them. If there is a better path, reveal it." This message is part of that answer. It is not coincidence that these words arrived on a day when your heart is tired of the same battles. Consider this reading as a hand extended to pull you from the stormy waters to the shore. The universe does not want you drowning in emotions anymore. It wants to teach you to surf the waves. Do you feel the tension between what must end and what wants to begin? That is the space where miracles happen. That is where your reading is taking you. From the room where you discovered the lies, into the courtroom of divine justice, and eventually into the garden of abundance, love, and peace that has always been intended for you. But before we reach that garden, there is a moment, a turning point, a card that changes everything. And that is what appears next in your path. As the energy shifts around you, a new card rises from the deck in this vision. Justice. Not mortal justice, slow and imperfect, but divine justice, precise and inevitable. The sword of truth and the scales of balance now hover over your life. Pisces. You asked to understand why certain things happened, why people could hurt you and seem to walk away untouched, why your kindness was met with ingratitude. The answer is arriving, not as an explanation in words, but as a sequence of events that will show you that nothing was forgotten. Every tear was counted. Every sleepless night became a seed of future strength. Here is the turning point of your horoscope, the moment where the reading reveals the message promised from the beginning. The universe is about to reverse a situation in your favor. What was used to diminish you will be the very thing that elevates you. What was taken from you will open the door to something greater. An ending that once felt like a punishment, perhaps a breakup, a job loss, a betrayal, will soon reveal itself as the greatest protection you ever received. You did not lose. You were redirected. Imagine this scene. You walking away from a house on fire, sad because you left your favorite objects inside. Only later do you discover that behind that house was a field, and under that field was gold. You were never meant to stay in the burning house. You were meant to discover the treasure beyond. That is the kind of shift justice brings into your life now. Expect signs. Someone from your past facing the consequences of their choices, information emerging that confirms what you intuitively felt, a door closing so strongly that you finally stop trying to push it open. When this happens, remember, it is not rejection, it is redirection. In love, this turning point can manifest as a new, more stable energy entering your life, or as a deep renewal in your current relationship after a period of truth and healing. If you are single, your aura is being cleaned from past attachments. You may notice dreams where you finally say goodbye to someone, or sudden waves of sadness that rise and then leave your body. Let it flow. It is old residue leaving your heart. After this cleansing, a more aligned connection, one that respects your sensitivity and honors your depth, can step into your reality. If you are in a relationship, a serious, honest conversation will be necessary. Truth may be uncomfortable, but it will either strengthen the bond or make clear that it is time to part. Either result is a victory, because you will no longer live in confusion. Financially, justice brings balance. Debts can be renegotiated, delayed payments can finally arrive, opportunities you deserved may resurface. That idea you had months ago and abandoned out of fear might return, insisting that you give it a real chance this time. This is not a time to minimize yourself. Ask for what you are worth. Apply for that position. Promote your work. Say yes to the course, the exam, the proposal that expands your skills. The universe is rearranging circumstances so that your effort finally meets reward. Through all of this, your decree remains your shield and sword. I now choose the path of light, abundance, and protection. Say it when you wake up. Say it as you walk into a difficult conversation. Say it when you feel the memory of old pain trying to pull you back into doubt. With every repetition, you are choosing freedom over chains, clarity over confusion, destiny over repetition. This phrase is not magic because of the words. It is magic because it aligns your will with the will of your higher self. Your spiritual energy is ascending. I see your intuition sharpening. More déjà vu, more meaningful coincidences, more songs, numbers, or phrases that appear at the exact moment you think about something. Your dreams may become more vivid. Scenes where you fly, where you cross bridges, where you leave dark rooms and step into landscapes full of light. These are not random. They're previews of what your soul is moving toward. Trust your inner voice now more than ever. If a place feels heavy, leave. If a person makes your chest tighten, pay attention. If an opportunity makes your heart expand, even if it scares you a little, consider that it might be the door you asked for. There is also a specific message about your worth. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop shrinking your desires so others feel comfortable. You are allowed to want love that respects you. You are allowed to want money that gives you stability. You are allowed to want work that fulfills you. The universe is not offended by your desires. It planted them in you as maps to your purpose. Offer your desires to the light and let them be guided by wisdom, not by fear. From the ashes of old cycles, a promise rises. Your future is not a repetition of your past. It is a canvas the universe is handing to you now, with new colors, new tools, new courage. The chains that kept you tied to the same disappointments are breaking, link by link. And on the other side of that breaking, I see victory, I see love, I see abundance. As this reading approaches its final movement, the energy settles into a softer, luminous tone. What began as a warning now unfolds as a promise. The universe has confronted your hidden enemies, exposed injustices, and pushed you to see the truth. Now it opens its hands to bless you. Pisces, you are stepping into a season where your heart will finally feel that the wait was not in vain. In love, expect tenderness where there was tension. If you have been alone for some time, a new vibration approaches you. Someone with calm eyes and a stable soul, someone who values emotional depth instead of fearing it. You will recognize them not by grand gestures, but by how safe you feel being yourself. No more pretending. No more shrinking your feelings. If you already share your life with someone and both of you are ready to grow, this is a phase of healing conversations, renewed passion, and a deeper commitment born from honesty, not illusion. The universe insists. You are worthy of a love that stays, that respects, and that grows with you. In money and work, the winds turn in your favor. A project that once seemed blocked may suddenly unblock. A job offer, a raise, a client, or an idea with real potential may emerge. Pay attention to opportunities around communication, creativity, healing, spirituality, or helping others. Areas where your natural Pisces essence shines. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a guiding system that can help you make wise financial choices. Trust that you can learn, adapt, and succeed. Your days of barely surviving are meant to become days of stability and even surplus, where you can breathe without fear of the next bill. The color that vibrates with your new path is a deep turquoise, a bridge between the calm blue of the ocean and the fresh green of new life. When you wear, visualize, or surround yourself with turquoise, you are reminding your spirit of balance, emotional depth and growth, sensitivity and strength. Let it be a small ritual, an accessory, a garment, a candle, that anchors your energy in peace and renewal. Your lucky numbers in this cycle are 3, 7, 21, and 29. These numbers may appear in dates, times, amounts, or addresses. When you see them, let them be a wink from the universe, a subtle sign that you are walking on the right path. You can also use them intentionally. Choose them in important decisions when possible, write them next to your goals, or keep them in mind during meditations or prayers. They are not rigid rules, but symbols of alignment. Spiritually, your energy glows like a lantern in the night. You are moving from being the one who always doubts themselves to being the one who listens deeply and trusts their inner compass. You will feel more drawn to practices that nourish your soul. Meditation, prayer, journaling, reading spiritual messages, spending time near water, or simply sitting in silence to breathe. These are not luxuries. They are the medicine your soul has been asking for. The more you care for your inner world, the more your outer world begins to reflect that harmony. Once more, the decree echoes over your path. I now choose the path of light, abundance, and protection. Let this be your final signature in this reading. With this phrase, you close the door to what drains you and open the gates to what lifts you. With this phrase, you accept the guidance you have received today. The warning about hidden enemies, the revelation of divine justice, and the promise of victory, love, and abundance that now stands before you. Remember the phrase you left in the comments, I am ready for my divine justice. And know that it is not just a sentence on a screen, it is a declaration written in light. And remember the small act of energy you offered when you liked this message. It is a symbolic pact between you and the universe, a silent yes to receiving more signs, more clarity, more blessings. In doing so, you are not only supporting the space that brings you these words, you are also sealing your own willingness to grow, to heal, and to step fully into your destiny. Pisces, you are not here by accident. You were guided here because your soul was ready. Ready to see, ready to release, ready to rise. From the shadows of hidden enemies to the scales of divine justice, from the breaking of chains to the opening of new doors, your path is shifting from survival to fulfillment. Hold this message close in the coming days. Revisit it when doubt returns. Let it be a lighthouse when the sea gets rough again. And now, as this reading gently comes to a close, I leave you with a short but heartfelt farewell. You are more protected than you think, more loved than you know, and closer to your victory than you can yet see. Walk forward with faith in your heart, turquoise in your aura, your lucky numbers as companions, and this decree as your banner. I now choose the path of light, abundance, and protection.